The marketplace of Zarketh Station hummed with the usual cacophony of 1,000 alien species, bartering, arguing, and breathing, in 50 different atmospheric mixtures. Elsa stood at the edge of the commerce district, her iridescent scales catching the artificial sunlight in shades of deep emerald and sapphire. At only 12 cycles old, she was small even for a Drakari. Her wings barely developed enough to fold properly against her back. In her trembling claws, she held her father's multi-tool, a device that had been in their family for 3 generations. The worn metal gleamed dully under the station's lights, its mechanism still pristine despite decades of use. Her father had maintained it with religious devotion until the mining accident took him 2 cycles ago. 10 credits, she whispered to the Venturian merchant whose shop dominated the corner. Her voice came out as little more than smoke. Please, sir. Just 10 credits. The blob-like creature's sensory organs swiveled toward her with obvious disdain. That old thing? 5 credits. Final offer. But it's worth... Elsa's protest died as the merchant turned away, dismissing her entirely. 5 credits wouldn't even buy her protein rations for 3 days. She needed 10 to keep her small shelter in the station's lower levels for another week. She moved through the market, approaching merchant after merchant. Each rejection felt like a talon piercing her chest. The Zelopian sneered at her. The Coralites didn't even acknowledge her presence. The Mordathians laughed, their chittering mouthparts clicking in amusement at the desperate dragon child trying to sell her only valuable possession. 6 credits, offered a Solvathian dealer in salvage goods, his 3 eyes gleaming with opportunistic greed. It's barely functional. It works perfectly. Elsa protested, her small plume of flame escaping in frustration. My father used it every day in the mines. Please, I need 10 credits. Just 10. 6 or nothing, whelp. There are 100 tools like this on every station in the sector. Elsa's eyes welled with tears that evaporated instantly from the heat her kind naturally produced. She clutched the tool tighter, wondering if she should just accept the insulting offer. At least 6 credits would buy her a few more days. I'll give you 10,000 credits for it. The voice came from behind her, a strange, flat accent that didn't quite match any species she knew. Elsa spun around, nearly dropping the precious tool in surprise. The creature standing before her was unlike anything in the station's usual crowd. It stood on 2 legs like a Drakari, but without scales, wings, or tail. Its skin was a strange tan-pink color, covered partially in what appeared to be synthetic fabrics. Dark hair fell across its forehead above startlingly blue eyes that seemed to see right through her. Human? The Solvathian merchant breathed, his voice strangled with sudden fear. Leo Castellanos, the human said, extending his hand toward Elsa in what she later learned was a greeting gesture. And yeah, I said 10,000 credits. For the tool, if you're willing to sell. Elsa's jaw dropped open, a small lick of flame escaping. 10. 10,000? But it's just a Terran Engineering Corps Mark 7 multi-tool manufactured circa 2167. Leo interrupted, his eyes fixed on the device with something like reverence. My grandfather had one. Lost it when his ship was destroyed during the Krenlock War. His voice softened. May I? With trembling claws, Elsa handed him the tool. Leo turned it over in his hands, his fingers, so strange without claws or scales, moving over the surface with practiced familiarity. He pressed a sequence of buttons and hidden compartments opened, revealing functions Elsa had never known existed. This shouldn't even be here, Leo murmured. These were only issued to human military engineers. How did your father? He saved a ship crew 20 cycles ago, Elsa said quietly, in the asteroid field near Calypso. One of them gave him that tool as thanks. Said humans always repay their debts. Leo looked up at her and Elsa saw something fierce and proud flash in those alien eyes. Yeah. We do. He pulled out a credit chip from his jacket, one that glowed with the unmistakable signature of a high-value account. 10,000 credits, but I've got a better offer. Better than 10,000. The Solvathian merchant had gone pale, his body rippling with nervous colors. Much better. Leo crouched down to Elsa's eye level. How would you like a job? I'm starting a salvage operation, and I need someone who knows the station, speaks the languages, and can fit into small spaces. He gestured at her wings. Plus, once those grow in, you'll be able to do 0G work that would take my crew hours in suits. A job? Elsa's mind struggled to process this. 20,000 credits a cycle, plus quarters, plus meals, plus full medical. Leo's smile was predatory in a way that made the surrounding merchants take nervous steps backward. See, here's the thing about humans, kid. We don't forget when someone saves our people, and we really don't like seeing children suffer. He stood, and suddenly his relaxed demeanor shifted into something that made even the more Dathian enforcers watching from nearby shuffle away. We especially don't like seeing them exploited by scum who think a desperate kid is easy prey. The Solvathian merchant and several others suddenly found urgent business elsewhere in the market. Leo turned back to Elsa, his expression softening again. So what do you say? You can keep the tool, it's yours by right, but I'd be honored if you'd join my crew. Elsa looked at this strange human with his impossible offer and his fierce protection of someone he'd just met. The stories whispered through the station suddenly made sense. Tales of human vengeance and human loyalty, of a species that conquered a dozen alien invasions through pure stubborn refusal to quit. Yes, she whispered, then stronger, flame flickering with hope for the first time in 2 cycles. Yes, I'll join your crew. Leo's grin could have lit the station. Outstanding. Welcome aboard, Elsa. Let's get you some proper food and show you your new quarters. We've got a lot of work to do. As they walked through the marketplace, Elsa noticed something remarkable. Every merchant, every enforcer, every predator who had dismissed or mocked her now gave them a wide berth, not because of her, but because of the human walking beside her. She clutched her father's tool close and thought that perhaps, just perhaps, her father's stories about humans being the galaxy's most dangerous allies and most loyal friends were true, and she was very glad Leo had appeared when he did.